Hey, what's up there, guys? So this is my last video of the year, obviously. It's New Year's Eve. I just kind of wanted to go over some stuff. This is more of a personal vlog than anything. I've been wanting to sort things out in my head, but I thought, why not post it? 2014 has been like a hell of a year for me. I think most of it I've been pretty depressed, which you guys can probably tell from my videos. I haven't touched on any of the major issues, but you might have figured that out from my comments. Basically, what happened was 2013 was just the year that absolutely destroyed me. I'll give you a short rundown of that so that you understand why 2014 was the way it was. 2013, I started with pneumonia, which I'm never sick. And then I got transferred at work, and they kind of screwed me over on the whole transfer. I had to spend thousands of dollars extra, and they basically didn't do anything for me. And then my new coworkers were horrible. And then I finally got things straightened out, and I moved back to the original area I was from. I thought things were looking up. I had got appointed to a volunteer position. I got with my fraternity, and then I got accepted to go back to school in a great program, and I thought things were really looking up. Moved back, and my girlfriend at the time, I broke up with her. That was probably a mistake, but I broke up with her, and then she just got horribly mean, and to be honest, I was kind of persuaded into breaking up with her from my parents, and so her being super mean just totally destroyed me because I still cared about her. And then so that really sucked. And then the girl that I started dating after her, she just totally screwed me over, so I was kind of dealing with two breakups at the same time. Not exactly getting along with the people at work, but I had a hell of a lot of stuff going on, and then as the year progressed, it just got worse and worse. Basically, let's go through the list. Let's fast forward to October, because that's when it was just like life was kicking me when I was down. I had just signed a new 1-year lease on an apartment in August, and then October, beginning of October, my car died. Then, so I couldn't get to class, and I had to walk to work. Then about 2 weeks later, my stepdad died, and I didn't even have any way to get to the funeral. Then my family started feuding after he died, and my stepnephew threatened to kill me, which, he's kind of an outlaw, so it's not a hollow threat. Then about 2 to 3 days after my stepdad died, I got fired from work. Then the very beginning of November, I started working at American Eagle, and I absolutely hated every second that I was there. I was just so miserable. And, and then I guess the end of the year was just like sort of emergency preparations I knew I wasn't getting money coming in. I wasn't finding other jobs. I was trying to find cheaper housing. It was, it was super depressing, and I just did the best that I could. So that was my 2013. Now, my 2014 actually had a lot less. Like, I moved 3 times in 2013, and I think more than anything that happened, that's what made me feel like I just could not keep up. See, for me, when a year passes, it seems like it's been at least 5 years. Everybody else is like, oh, this year went by so fast. For me, it just like they inch by so slowly. And 2013 didn't do that as much because I moved 3 times in that year. And I just felt overwhelmed by all the moving. And I'm not sure I'm actually over that now. So, anyway, this year was the same way. I mean, I look back, 2014, I look back to January, and it seems like it's way more than a year. God, like, at least 2 years, but I swear it seems like it was 5 years ago that it was January 2014. I will tell you, I looked at it this way. 2013 was the year that kicked my ass. 2014 was my year of recovery. And even though I'm still, like, super depressed and I don't have my life together yet, again, at this point, a lot of people have commented who knew me last year, like my little in my fraternity. He even said this back in October of this year, just of how much better I'm doing now versus how I was doing a year ago. And I can't deny that. I mean, I still have a lot of stressful situations. I've got a lot of issues that I've got to work out in my life. But it's not 2013. So, that at least I can be thankful for. So, here's my 2014. So I started out in January living in Vienna, West Virginia, and I was, barely getting any hours. I could hardly make my rent every month. My first thing that I did to try to break free and to get back to being my old self was at the end of January. I traveled to Indianapolis and went with a bunch of the guys from my Morgantown chapter, WVU. We went to Indianapolis for a fraternity conference. It was excruciating. They just kind of expected you to be on top of your game when you got there, and of course I mostly sat around my apartment for the last 3 months and not talked to a single soul every day, and then all of a sudden I'm supposed to be social, and I got through it. I mean, they knew something was wrong because they knew me, but I got through it, and I definitely felt better going than had I not gone. Get into February. I got all this stuff with Valentine's Day done. I don't really want to talk about that right now because unfortunately I'm not with that girl anymore. Obviously there's a little bit of a, some feels there. Then March came along. That was a real hard month to get through, but March 12th, I started my job that I'm in now. Not the best job, but, it finally got some money coming in. And so from like March to July, I was driving 500 miles a week to work. So April comes around, and, the girl that I was telling you about finally adds me back as a friend on Facebook after months, and after we broke up the summer before. Not 2 weeks after that, we were in a relationship. Things seemed to be really picking up in my life, but then when we were in a relationship, she did a better job of talking to me more, because she kind of has a habit of, like, not talking to anybody. But she did a better job, but her behavior a lot of times is just bizarre, and I don't feel like she was, like, I don't know, it was weird. She wouldn't talk about any issues as they popped up. She wanted to act like everything was fine, and as long as I acted like everything was fine, then we were good. And that's actually how we ended up breaking up. A day short of a month. This is mid-May. I finally just had it out. I was like, look, like, I've been trying to force this and force this and force this because we really need to talk about some issues, and you don't want to hear it, and here they are. And I spilled them all out. And so, next day she broke up with me. I mean, it really wasn't my fault. Um, she was absolutely in the wrong, but, um, I had that decision. I was like, do I want to be miserable and do everything on her terms and everything just to be happy? Or do I want to lay the issues out on the line and deal with them so we can build, a steady foundation of a relationship? Well, it's not what she wanted. She just wanted everything her way, and she didn't want me to say anything about it. So, unfortunately, as much as I cared about her, we broke up. So that puts us in May. My birthday was in June. I turned 29. Felt old as hell. June, July, started exploring Athens a little bit after work, going out road trips. Went out to Moonville. First time I've done anything like that. July and August were big months because not only was it the busiest months at work, but July, I got all my stuff moved up to Athens. August 1st, I moved into my new apartment here in Athens, and that definitely made things a little bit better because my commute to work went from about 50 miles to a quarter of a mile. Then August was kind of me settling in. September, I worked 3 jobs. I worked my job plus 2 part-time jobs to try to get some student loans paid off. October came up, and I had issues with this girl that I thought was my friend, and then she just kind of went nuts on me, and I don't even know what happened with that. I was doing it. We didn't talk after that. Then, let's see. Then Halloween. I live in Athens, so it was a big Halloween party. That happened. In November, my car sort of blew up. It's a long story, but got it fixed. I just didn't get to go home for Thanksgiving. And then Christmas basically was December. I found out starting 2015, I'm going to get a $1 an hour raise. Plus, I found out I get a week of paid vacation. I don't know how I've worked here for a year and didn't know about that, but that means I'm going to get to take a vacation in 2015. I'm going to make $1 an hour more, which will help a little bit. And then, yeah. So, honestly, it seems like I haven't done a whole lot this year, but I have done a whole lot. Because when I sit back and I think about the important changes, especially since moving to Athens, so in the last 4 months, one, I've gone completely off of caffeine. Like, no caffeine, period, from drinking 2 liters a day. Also, no pop at all. I haven't had any pop since October. I've eat a better diet. I'm still eating, like, TV dinners and stuff, but, for somebody who doesn't cook, I'm eating a better diet. Very slowly, because of my income, getting my finances together, but making progress on that. I've started lifting for the first time in my life. I finally got new running shoes, and I'm running, even though right now it's on the treadmill, and I hate running on the treadmill, so I have to force myself. But once springtime comes around, I'll be already, have a good jump start on training for the half marathon that I'm doing this year. And just basically, I don't know. I had this dream a couple years ago, not like an actual dream, but this idea that I wanted to shoot for. I had this idea that if I moved back to a college town after I graduated college, that I could do all the stuff, like live a college student lifestyle, but do all the stuff that I wanted to do in college that I didn't have time to do because of classes. and that was work out, get my life straightened out, that sort of thing. And I kind of inadvertently ended up in a college town. Like, I didn't mean to come here, just because it's where I got a job. And then I didn't directly try to do any of these things. So it just kind of happened, like bettering myself because I'm in an environment where people were doing that. So yeah, now I'm not gonna. I got a lot of ideas, and I'm really optimistic about what 2015 is gonna be. Not just because it's a new year and I think it's a new chance, but because I've actually got a lot of stuff planned. And I will tell you, probably the hardest thing this year is going to be the girl that I kept telling you about. We haven't talked in 6 weeks or so. And before that, it was 2 months since I heard from her. There are extenuating circumstances. It's not that she's just not talking to me, but after 2.5 years, I think it's time to let that go. Maybe it's something I can come back to later when she's in a better situation, but I've wasted my life for 2.5 years, and I've never even got to meet this girl. It's been quite an emotional roller coaster, and it's caused me a lot of stress and problems. I care about her, but until she can learn to treat me better and actually pay attention to me, not just when she wants to, then, I'm just going to have to move on. And I think it's going to be the hardest thing of this year. Last year, I weaned myself off caffeine, which is one of the most addictive drugs in the world, and then I guess love, or oxytocin, norepinephrine, and vasopressin will be the next things that I have to wean myself off of, and a habit of her being in my life for the last 2.5 years, so behaviorally it's going to be a big chore too. But I do feel like I'll feel so much better, so much more empowered, and just be my old self again, and be happy when that's done. And then, you know what, if her situation changes, once I've fixed myself, maybe she can come back in my life, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if I should even give her that opportunity right now. So, well, guys, like I said, I'm not going to give away what 2015 is bringing, but I'm realizing as I'm thinking ahead to it that there's going to be quite a few things going on, and they're all like constructive things that are moving me forward in life, and I think I'm going to end up being very happy that I had those experiences, and I'm going to be leaving the horribleness of 2013 and the recovery year of 2014 behind me. I think probably the good first half of 2015 is still going to be a recovery year too, if not the whole year, but I'm still making very visible progress, both through myself and others, and I guess that's all that counts. Shit happened. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I think I kind of had 0 steps forward and 100 steps back, but I will eventually get back to where I was. And yeah, I've got to say I'm actually excited. So I have no big plans tonight. Last year for New Year's, I kind of went over to a neighbor's apartment and we just watched the ball, like that was it, and then we drove down to McDonald's because it was the only thing open. It was a really lame experience, and I just decided this year I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to go up to the gym, I'm going to run a 5K, I'm going to lift for an hour or so, and then I'm going to come back here, and I'm literally just going to sit in my house and do whatever I want to. Maybe I'll play a video game or something. But I think that's going to be it, and I'm actually totally fine with that. I think that it's better for me not to do anything than to do something lame. And I'm off. Well, I had a half day today. I have paid day off tomorrow. And I mean, when I start on the 2nd, I just got to remind myself that, hey, It's 2015 now. This is your year, and you just make it awesome from the beginning. So next step, guys, is I think I found a part-time job to work in addition to this one, and that's going to be hopefully starting on the 2nd. I'll call them about that. Also, I have my college tuition from last fall about half paid off now. I still owe, I think, $450 after I make my payment on the 2nd, which means that by May I will be paid off. So anyway, I'm going to get off here. If you guys want to comment what you're doing for New Year's, that's cool. Or if you have any comments on my progress, I'm always looking for somebody that I can help out, because I've been through some tough stuff. So leave me a comment if you're going through something, and maybe I can help you out a little bit. I will see you guys next year.